Hey y'all, hoping this will be a quick video, but I just want to talk about us. So God has been kind of, my gosh, it's like crazy traffic. God has been kind of dealing with me or whatever about just how this gospel and how it's become so commercialized, and how it has really mimicked the world's ways, and how we as a church, we have, we've been emulating the world in all of our ways, Now, thank God that because we are in Christ, and I'm talking to the church, because we are in Christ, God is patient, and His Spirit is able to do the work in us to get us to where He wants us to be. But I do want to, along the way, we do need checkpoints to kind of keep us in check, I guess you can say. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of those checkpoints, that not just for you, this is for me as well. And so, as God has been dealing with me or whatever, what I'm noticing and seeing is that we have, when it comes to preaching the gospel, we're so concerned with getting people to, we're so concerned with getting people to follow us, and we want to be known, we want to be famous. And when I look at the scriptures and hey, I have a lot of learning to do, okay? I don't know everything. But from what I've read so far, the disciples didn't go around promoting themselves and promoting their ministry. They weren't doing that, They just were promoting Jesus. They were just so in love and enamored and really, was in awe of God's goodness that it compelled them to promote Jesus wherever they went. If I'm correct, I don't remember seeing Paul going around talking about Paul's ministry. I don't remember John going around talking about John's ministry. I think that, and if I'm not mistaken, even Paul rebuked the church for, arguing among themselves about who they followed. Paul was like, you guys are arguing over who you follow. One says I follow Apollos. One says I follow Paul. And he says, are you guys not acting like the world? It says, one may water, one may plant, but neither one of those is anything, but it's God who gives the increase. And there's so many good, life lessons and, nuggets in that small passage that we can glean from. And even I have had to kind of scale back on promoting, freedom seekers and stuff like that, because I'm like, well, why are you doing this, Nina? What is the purpose? And, sometimes the I guess the bad that comes from knowing where you're called to be is that you try to get there on your own versus relying and trusting on God to get you there and to keep His promise. And God has really been dealing with me lately about trusting Him, how I need to trust Him and how I need to rest in Him. And I know that I'm called to, be something someday. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know that. But I can't, I don't want to get myself there on my own merit. And I don't want to, I just, like I said, I just don't want to be around promoting me or promoting my ministry to get followers of me, and then try to mask it and say, oh no, you know, this is God, like I'm really giving you God. But we do this all the time. How many flyers do you see of come to our church or come here, or you know, it's like we're trying to like gain followers of ourselves, and then we mask it and we say, oh no, we're really trying to get, you know, people to Jesus. And that's not all the way a lie. But let's do a heart check. How much are you really trying to gain followers for yourself, and how much are you really trying to like get people to like really follow Jesus? You know, like I think, and I'm not saying that like churches don't want people to follow Christ. I do think that is the motive, and that is the fuel. But I think that also we have to also like just kind of do a heart check of like, are we fully committed to promoting Jesus's name, or are we more focused on promoting our name, you know, and building our own kingdom versus building God's kingdom? What if God told you not to promote your page at all and let him do the promoting? Could you be obedient to that? Now, I'm not saying that it's bad to promote. I'm not saying that. I'm not God. You have to take that up with God yourself. But what I am just trying to get us to do is just do a heart check. Are you trying to promote your kingdom? Are you trying to promote yourself? Are you trying to gain followers for you? And then you're masking it and saying that it's for Christ. But really, deep down in your heart, you really want people to follow you and like you and all this good stuff and be famous and be known. Ask yourself that question, you know, because if that's the case, then, you know, it's time to, you know, go to God about that and say, God, help me with my heart. You know, this is not condemnation. This is just a little bit of accountability that I'm doing right now. And it's not just for you, but it's for me too, because I recognize this issue within my heart. So if this is you, please go to God about it and ask him to help you, and then leave it there and watch him in time and through process change you for the better. That's what I'm doing. And I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm just telling you, like, that's what I decided to do. So y'all keep praying for me, and I'll keep praying for you guys, and I hope that you guys have a good afternoon. All right.